And guess what? The killer was there and there was a video taken.
The killer was there and
Ever since I started covering the strange events around the Charlie Kirk shooting, long-term viewers of this channel have either heavily criticized me or just unsubscribed altogether. In fact, when I called those texts fake in my last video, people thought I was just doing it for clicks. Well, now every political commentator is saying the same thing.
Yeah, these messages are clearly doctored, is what I would say. They're doctored. Now, they could decide why they're doing that. Tyler's being forthcoming. We're protecting him in some capacity.
It just seems too stilted, too much like a script, actually a bad script. So we got to get to the bottom of it.
In fact, these texts might just be the single biggest proof that they're hiding the truth from us. Now, in my last video, I showed you how the texts did not fit the timeline of certain events. But in this video, I'm going to show you why they sound so unnatural, and I'll explain how these text messages were created to shut down all the theories about Charlie's assassination. And I want to start things off with the most obvious problem I have with these text exchanges. Their strange language. Now, in my last video, I said they seemed to be written by AI, so in this video, let me show you how Claude Opus AI analyzes them. First off, the AI believes the guy typing these messages is in his mid-30s or 40s. Personally, I don't think anyone under the age of 40 is going to use words like "my old man" in this kind of conversation. The AI also confirms a big theory that these messages were simply not sent from a smartphone. And the reasoning is simple. The text is too clean with consistent spacing, very few typing mistakes, and obviously the length. The AI also raises a very fair point in these texts. Tyler is claiming to be hiding in bushes and trying to pick up his gun.
Robinson, I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you.
If you're in this situation, you're gonna be freaking out and most of your texts are simply not gonna make any sense at all. And yet this dude is typing entire essays to explain what the hell he's doing and why he's doing it. The reason why so many people think that this text exchange sounds so weird is simply the choice of words and certain phrases. They're so obvious that even the AI is quick to pick up on them. For instance, when was the last time you used the word squad car?
I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it.
I'm sure the answer is never, because any normal human being would just call it a police car or a cop car. Also, most people will never use the word vehicle to describe their car or truck. It's just never going to happen.
It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Robinson again. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle.
The AI then goes on to list other equally suspicious phrases that clearly show this entire exchange was likely written by someone in law enforcement. But even if you want to give the FBI and the police the benefit of the doubt, I want to ask one simple thing. Why did they release such a key piece of evidence in such a public manner? I mean, this did not help them build a stronger case against Tyler Robinson. In fact, it might have had the opposite effect. So why do something that doesn't get you closer to getting justice for Charlie? In my last video, I mentioned how these text messages are the only evidence that supports the official story about what happened on September 10th. Before these messages, we had engraved bullets with confusing messages.
Casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
There was a gun that would not fit in someone's pants, but had the habit of teleporting from one place to another. Eventually, they even had a suspect who didn't really look like the shooter, who refused to confess even after turning himself in, and who did not fit the popular professional assassin narrative. Clearly, the FBI was losing public trust every day, and then we got these text messages, and it's crazy how they prove every claim made by the authorities so far. In these messages, Tyler openly talks about engraving bullets.
Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke.
Like a 40-year-old philosophy professor, he also explains why he did it, even though once again he's hiding in some damn bushes trying to grab his rifle, which he left behind for no reason.
Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
He also confirms where he left all his prints and DNA, so the FBI doesn't have to explain to us why this careful shooter just left his clothes behind and a towel.
I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel.
Some of us still had questions about how or why he even turned himself in, so luckily he also clarified that in these texts.
Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love.
Now, I think a lot of us are asking the same question. Why in the world would a killer send such long texts to his supposed romantic partner while he's trying to evade arrest? I mean, surely Tyler could have explained all of this on a phone call, or better yet, he could have just told Lance in person. But for some reason, he decided to leave digital proof of this conversation. When you ask this question, you quickly realize everything from the gun to the text messages just make Kash Patel and the FBI look shady as hell. It seems like they're trying to clean up a very messy situation, and unfortunately, they might even get away with it. I mean, they just removed all the evidence by doing heavy construction over the entire crime scene.
And guess what? The killer was there and there was a videotape.
The killer was there and
They are taking out the whole platform where he was sitting, and they are constructing a new one, as you can see.
And yesterday, the governor even went there to give interviews to hand-picked journalists.
This is either the end of something terrible and the beginning of something better, or the beginning of something far worse. And I don't get to make that choice. I wish I could, but you do. All of us together as Americans, we get to make that choice.
Now, to all the people who say I'm doing this to smear the Republicans or to get views, I just want to say this. I've never chased views on this channel. You don't have to look too deep into my channel to see that I don't care about numbers. This channel has been shadow banned, and my videos have been held back ever since I started covering the Lahaina Maui massacre. But I refuse to bend to the will of the algorithm and continue covering anything that seems strange to me. And there's only one reason why I keep talking about this tragedy. I'm afraid many of you don't even realize how they're going to use it to change our lives. I already told you about their crackdown on so-called hate speech. Now look, I'm more than happy that grifters like Jimmy Kimmel are losing their jobs for making fun of such a tragedy.
The ABC network has pulled Jimmy Kimmel alive indefinitely after comments made in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
But let's be clear, we cannot allow the government to take away our rights, and freedom of speech is the constitutional right of every American.
Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul.
They've tried to silence us already during those lockdowns, and they might be using Charlie's death to do the same shit once again. You can call me crazy, but if we don't speak up now, it's not going to be long before they're using AI to keep an eye on us 24/7.
Securing schools, we think we can absolutely lock down schools so that dramatically reduce the case of anyone being on campus that doesn't belong on campus, and immediately alert. The second someone pulls out a gun, immediately alert. Use AI cameras to immediately recognize that.
And before you say that I'm reaching, just look at what they're doing in the UK with all those facial recognition vans.
They're watching you even closer now. Fleets of live facial recognition vans are quietly hitting the streets, scanning every face they pass and running it through police watch lists in real time. You don't have to be a suspect. You don't have to be near a crime scene. Just walking past is enough for your identity to be captured, logged, and stored. Officials promise it's only for specific intelligence, but buried in the fine print is the kill switch. In an emergency, they can scan anyone, anywhere, no warrant needed. They call it public safety. Privacy groups call it a rolling dragnet straight out of a Black Mirror episode.
So I think instead of blindly agreeing with the politicians on either side, let's get into the habit of looking at the facts and making our own judgments. Now, I want to end this video by going over some other news stories that have not received as much attention as they should. For instance, let's talk about the 20 people who are definitely in the Epstein files.
You replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer, worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada.
I think we can all guess who's the prince and who's the magician. As for the billionaires, there are so many that it's hard to guess, but something tells me Reid Hoffman, Peter Thiel, and Bill Gates are likely gonna be in those witness testimonies. Now this time around, I'm mad that Thomas Massey didn't just release these names. He talked about that banker who loves Disney princesses, so why not go ahead and name all of them? To be honest, at this point, I'm starting to lose hope that we're ever gonna find out who was using Epstein's evil services for all those years. But I still want you guys to guess the name of this Hollywood producer in the comments section. Also, let me know what you think about today's video. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and I hope to catch you on the next one.